In the last video, we have seen about the characteristic root of a T linear transformation. T is a linear transformation from a vector space V into vector space V. Here we will discuss about characteristic vector related to the characteristic root. So it is in the continuation of the previous video, and we prove some theorem regarding the uh, characteristic vector. Of characteristic vector, the element, the element V not equal to 0 in capital V is called a characteristic characteristic vector characteristic vector of T belonging belonging to the characteristic root characteristic root lambda belongs to F if T of V equal to lambda V. If this condition is satisfied, then this V is called as a characteristic vector and lambda is called as a characteristic root. Theorem: if lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda k in F are distinct are distinct characteristic distinct characteristic root of T belongs to A of V and if V1 V2 Vk are characteristic vectors of T belonging to uh, belonging belonging to lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda k respectively then V1 V2 Vk are linearly independent linearly independent dependent over F. This is we want to prove. So whenever we have lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda k are distinct characteristic root of T and V1 V2 Vk are the characteristic vector of T belonging to lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda k respectively, then we have to show that these vectors V1, V2, Vk are linearly independent over F. For that, let us suppose that first we will assume that suppose this k is positive, so this gives that there are some vectors. Then if V1 V2 Vk are linearly dependent over F, let us assume the contradiction. These vectors are linearly dependent. If these vectors are linearly dependent, then we have scalars alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha k such that belongs to F such that alpha 1 V1 plus alpha 2 V2 plus alpha k Vk equal to 0, where not all alpha i's are 0. There are some of them are 0, but not all alpha i's are 0. Now, friend, from this linear combination, from this equation, we omit those vector whose coefficients are 0 and we renumber. For example, my vector is like this: 3v1 plus 0v2 plus 7v3 equal to 0. So you can see that in this linear combination, one scalar is 0, but here these two scalars are non-zero. Then we omit this vector and we renumber this as 3 into v1 plus 7 into v2 equal to 0, so that we get the expression which is just shorter than the first one, where none of the scalar is a 0. Similarly here, if possible, some scalars are 0, then we omit that scalar and that vector and we renumber the vectors and scalars, so that we get the expression where not all the scalars are 0, and then it will be a shortest. That means it is not possible to reduce this expression. Okay, similarly here, by renumbering we get b1 into v1 plus beta 1 into v2 plus beta j into vj equal to 0. Let us call it as equation number 1, where no beta is equal to 0, and this is the shortest in the sense that it is not reduced. Here we have reduced the three vectors to three vectors, two vectors. Now it is not possible to reduce this two vector to one vector. Okay, so in that sense it is the shortest here. So we have assumed that this one is the shortest relation, where none of the scalars is 0. Now apply the definition of uh, vectors. What is the definition of vector? You can see that T of V equal to lambda V. Then if we apply this as a component wise, we have here T of Vi equal to lambda Vi. Right, that means T of V1 equal to, we get here lambda 1 V1, lambda 1 V1, so we write it as a lambda 1 lambda I Vi. Now applying to this equation number 1, beta 1 into V1 plus beta 2 into V2 plus beta j into Vj, T of equal to 0, right? So this is nothing but beta 1 into V1 T of V1 plus beta 2 into T of V2 plus beta j into T of Vj equal to 0, but T of V1 equal to lambda 1 V1, so this will be beta 1 lambda 1 V1 plus beta 2 lambda 2 V2 plus beta j lambda j Vj equal to 0. This is my equation number 2. Now multiply equation 1 by lambda 1. Multiplying 1 by lambda 1, what we get then? See here. You can see that if you multiply this expression by lambda 1, then beta 1 lambda 1 V1 plus beta 2 lambda 2 V2 beta 2 lambda 1 V2 plus beta j lambda 1 Vj equal to 0. This is expression number 2. Now let us subtract this 3 from 2. If we subtract 3 from 2, this will be minus minus minus. Okay, now you can see that this beta 1 lambda 1 v1 beta 1 lambda 1 v1 get cancelled, and from this we get beta 2 as a common vector, then lambda 2 here minus lambda 1 into v2 plus 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 beta j into here lambda j minus this lambda 1 into vj equal to 0. Okay, so this is here beta 2 beta 3 and beta j, no beta is 0, that means they are not 0, and these are the different scalar, these are the different characteristic root. So lambda 2 minus lambda 1 is also not equal to 0. Similarly, lambda j minus lambda 1 is also not equal to 0. Here you can see that this is an expression where we have j minus 1 vectors, and these are the scalar into scalar like this. Suppose we call it as another scalar gamma 1, then we have gamma 1 into gamma 2 into v2 plus 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 gamma j into vj equal to 0. But here we do not have gamma 1, so we have produced this is a shortest relation than equation number 1. So this is a wrong assumption. That is, we have assumed that, what we have assumed that this v1 v2 vk are linearly dependent. Whenever we assume that v1 v2 vk linearly dependent, then we get the process is continuing to reduce like this, it is a reducing. Here we have seen this is the shortest burst we get, where we have j vectors v1 v2 vj, and we have that this vector is a shortest, but here we get j minus 1 vector which is again shorter than this j vector. So this is this means that this assumption v1 v2 vk are linearly dependent is false, and hence v1 v2 vk are linearly independent. Hence whenever we have lambda 1 lambda 2 lambda k are linear, are characteristic root of t, then we get the corresponding vectors v1 v2 vk which are also which are linearly independent. Okay, then now we prove one problem regarding the characteristic root and characteristic vector. Corresponding to this characteristic vector, we find the characteristic root. Suppose that I have two characteristic vector v1 and v2, and T is a mapping which is defined as T of v1 equal to v1 plus v2 and T of v2 equal to v1 minus v2. This is my definition of the mapping. Now corresponding to this mapping, let us find the characteristic roots of the characteristic vectors v1 and v2. Okay, so suppose that this v equal to lambda 1 v1 plus lambda 2 v2, where this lambda alpha 1, okay, lambda 1, let us take it as a alpha 1 v1. Suppose that v equal to alpha 1 v1 plus alpha 2 into v2, and lambda is a characteristic root, lambda is characteristic root corresponding to this vector v. but we have T of V equal to lambda V by definition. So substituting the values of V, we get alpha 1 V1 plus alpha 2 V2, alpha 2 V2 T of equal to lambda into alpha 1 V1 plus alpha 2 V2. This is nothing but alpha 1 into T of V1 plus alpha 2 into T of V2 equal to lambda into alpha 1 V1 plus alpha 2 lambda into V2. Alpha 1 into T of V1 is V1 plus V2 plus alpha 2 into V1 minus V2 equal to lambda into alpha 1 V1 plus lambda into alpha 2 V2. Alpha 1 V1 plus alpha 2 V1 plus alpha 1 V2 minus alpha 2 V2 equal to lambda alpha 1 V1 plus lambda alpha 2 V2. Now alpha 1 plus alpha 2 into V1 plus alpha 1 minus alpha 2 into V2 equal to lambda into alpha 1 plus lambda into alpha 2 V2 and here V1. Now equating the coefficient of V1 and V2 on both sides, we get two expression. First expression we get alpha 1 plus alpha 2 equal to lambda into alpha 1, equation number 1, and alpha 1 minus alpha 2 equal to, we get lambda into alpha 2, equation number 2. Now let us solve this expression. As from this expression we can write it as 1 minus lambda minus 1 into alpha 1 minus alpha 2 equal to 0. Suppose this is my equation number 3, and alpha 1 minus alpha 1 plus here lambda 1 lambda plus alpha into alpha 2 equal to 0, equation number 4. So it is uh, in the form of alpha 1 and alpha 2. Let us find the values of alpha and alpha 1 and alpha 2. Solving this, now lambda plus 1 into lambda minus 1 into alpha 1 minus lambda plus 1 into alpha 2 equal to 0. Here minus alpha 1 plus lambda plus 1 into alpha 2 equal to 0. Okay, let us add this. Addition gives cancellation, and we get lambda plus 1 lambda minus 1 alpha 1 minus alpha 1 equal to 0. This is nothing but lambda square minus 1 and this minus 1 into alpha 1 equal to 0. So here alpha 1 is not equal to 0. That means that lambda square minus 2 equal to 0, right? So there are two possibilities. First possibility is alpha 1 equal to 0, or second possibility lambda square minus 2 equal to 0. If alpha 1 equal to 0, if we consider alpha 1 equal to 0, then alpha 1 equal to 0, alpha 2 also equal to 0. Substituting in any equation from 1, we can see that here we can put alpha 1 equal to 0 in equation number 1. Alpha 1 0, alpha 1 0, we get alpha 2 equal to 0, and that will be the trivial. So let us take that alpha lambda square minus 2 equal to 0. This implies lambda equal to plus or minus root 2, right? So let us take the condition that when alpha lambda equal to plus 2, taking the value lambda equal to plus under root 2. Suppose that so if lambda equal to plus under root of 2, lambda equal to plus under root of 2, then you can see that here when we get from equation 2, from equation 2 we have from equation 4, from pro 4, you can easily get that alpha 2 equal to alpha 1 divided by lambda plus 1. Okay, so this is equal to alpha 1 divided by under root of 2 plus 1. This is by 4. Okay, when we put alpha 1 equal to 1, we get alpha 2 equal to 1 divided by under root of 2 plus 1. Right, so substituting this value, we get v equal to alpha 1 means 1, v1 plus 1 divided by under root of 2 plus 1 into v2. So corresponding to lambda equal to under root of 2, we get this corresponding vector, right? And this is for alpha 1 equal to, you can choose another vector also. When lambda equal to minus under root of 2, when lambda equal to minus under root of 2, we get alpha 2 equal to alpha 1 divided by 1 minus under root of 2. And for alpha 1 equal to 1, the corresponding vector v equal to v1 plus 1 divided by 1 minus under root of 2 into v2. So like this, if we have a vectors and we have a mapping T defined by like this is a mapping, how this works here for two vectors T of v1 equal to v1 plus v2 and T of v2 equal to v1 minus v2. We can calculate the corresponding characteristic root and characteristic vector. For the characteristic root 2, we get here, you can see how we have obtained the root 2. We get a characteristic vector, this characteristic vector, and corresponding to this characteristic root, we get this characteristic vectors. Friends, thank you for watching the video. I hope I am able to convey the message about the content of the video and you have enjoyed. Friend, subscribe the channel and share it with your friends of mathematics and send your messages to me to get more and more improvement in the video. Thank you once again. Thanks.